Mr. Oliveira, we will be able to see you on the screen. You have 5 minutes, and you may begin.
Good afternoon, and thank you, and good afternoon, Representative Hanabusa, and thank you for this opportunity. Again, I apologize, I'm unable to participate in person, and again, very grateful for the opportunity to participate via video conference. As a matter of brevity, I'll keep it short. I did provide written testimony, so I will summarize that and welcome any questions later. As was previously mentioned, the current eruption has been ongoing for over 30 years, dating back to January of 1983. The most recent turn of events, starting on June 27th, was a change in the flow direction or flow path. Over the past 5+ months, that flow has advanced with varying degrees of or rates of speed, as well as changing direction, making it very difficult to forecast with any certainty the likely outcomes. On October 25th, it crossed for the first time a public roadway during the course of its history, and would later inundate or overcome a public cemetery, as well as destroy a agricultural building. On November 10th, we lost the first home related to this particular eruption and flow. Throughout the evolution of the current eruption and flow, the County of Hawaii and all its stakeholders have and continue to identify and implement many contingencies focused on the safety and welfare of the community. Through a very unified approach and collaborative approach to managing this event, fundamental and prioritized missions or operations have been identified and established. Many of the resources and objectives focused on the areas of providing for the safety and security of area residents and visitors, maintaining and sustaining transportation access to and from the community, which translated into the establishment of 3 alternate routes, one which is currently under construction, and was previously stated in the opening comments going through the Hawaiian Volcanoes National Park. Maintaining and sustaining fundamental utility services that include power, water, telephone services, and broadband services. Sustaining access to health care to include mental health and pharmaceutical services. Sustaining basic access to commodities and goods and services. And maintaining a stable and enriching educational experience for our area youth and students. I'd like to just emphasize that the hazards of the current volcanic activity and the threats posed on our area communities are very varying and complex. The threats and impacts of this hazard are often very difficult to forecast with any degree of certainty and require us to take very proactive approaches to reducing risk. And we truly appreciate the federal support that we received thus far. That being said, I would like to just acknowledge, and I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge and recognize and thank the USGS Hawaiian Volcano Observatory team for the tremendous support and assistance they've provided over the years and with this current event. Their expertise, guidance, and assistance has been invaluable to our efforts, and also with the performance of ongoing comprehensive volcanic hazard and risk assessments. And again, I wanted to keep it brief and afford the opportunity for questions. That being said, again, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to share our current activities and operations, and again, would welcome any questions that would be presented to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oliveira. We will now begin our questions.
Mr. Oliveira, I know we're a little delayed here, but we'll try to do our best in terms of communicating. First, I want to thank you. What people may not realize is you have to wake up early in the morning to join us. First of all, you gave a plug for the USGS, and this is an oversight hearing on the USGS. So I'd like to give you the opportunity to tell the committee and the people here exactly what is it that the USGS does for you as the Civil Defense Administrator for the Big Island?
Sure, thank you. Well, the USGS Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory's role and responsibility in support of our office goes beyond just this event. Their role and responsibility is the qualification and quantifying of the hazards and risks associated with all volcanic activity here in Hawaii. The experiences that I've had and enjoyed with them go back to previous eruption events, as well as in 2007 with a change that resulted in significant emissions being released, posing a sulfur dioxide hazard to the community. So their role is very comprehensive and encompasses all of the hazards associated with volcanic activity, from not just the eruptions and flows, but seismic emissions and other hazards that may accompany volcanic activity. So their services and resources that they provide to us are invaluable. With the current eruption, they have been supporting us with hazard risk assessments from the very beginning. They conduct routine overflights of the flow to assess any flow progress, changes in paths, the resources that they use to then forecast the possible flow paths and direction include the use of LiDAR data, conducting field assessments, and most recently, when it began to encroach upon the community, it's providing personnel on the ground 24/7, monitoring all of the flow behavior and changes so that we could keep the community better informed with timely information, allow us to make our decisions appropriately as it relates to any evacuation and threat, as well as to implement those contingencies that I mentioned. It's through their information and support that we're able to be very proactive and try to address the concerns for the community and to meet our objectives in the safety and welfare and to sustain the community. We're obviously preparing for a significant life-changing event if the flow was to continue and present with isolation issues, and it's through the information that the USGS provides us that we're able to develop contingency plans as well as to continue to explore possible solutions. As Mr. Ito pointed out, the consideration of trying to restore highways and roadways over the lava flow, and again, that could not be considered without the experience, expertise, and guidance of the Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory, USGS. So again, they provide a tremendous service to our community, an invaluable service to our department.